Welcome back to Roots and Peaks. Today we're going to talk about 5 hiker stretches that you need and why. In this video, we're going to talk about a mixture of stretches. Some are free stretches, which means that you can do it with your own body weight and your arms and legs, maybe laying on the ground. The other, though, use a foam roller. And if you don't have one or you don't want to bring one with you on a hike, because you shouldn't want to, then watch this video. It's a DIY video about making your own foam roller that you can take with you on a hike and doesn't add much weight, if any. Also, real quick, I have to thank my wife. She is the model and showing you all of these stretches because nobody wants to see me stretch. Nobody. Not even my mom. All right, number 1, and this is the stretch that I need to use the most often. It is stretching out your IT bands. If you have any knee pain, you may have tight IT bands. And the best way to alleviate that pain is to stretch. This is a stretch you can do before, during, and after a hike. So, here we go. For this stretch, you need a foam roller or our DIY foam roller solution. This stretch is an as-needed stretch, but you may also want to do it before the hike and after the hike. On the trail, you can get down and do this stretch, and almost instantly, your knees will feel better. It's pretty amazing. As you can see, Kirsten is rolling along the foam roller. You can either leave some weight on the ground if it hurts too much, or you can have your weight come all the way up off the ground. You want to gently and slowly roll back and forth along that IT band, which is the tendon that runs basically from your hip to your knee. Also, just a heads up, this stretch hurts. If you have tight IT bands, it's gonna hurt. The more you do it, the less tight they are, the less it will hurt. But at first, expect this one to hurt. All right, stretch number 2 is very similar to the IT band, except we're just moving up a notch to your glute, AKA your butt, and specifically the outside of your butt. Now, this stretch is not an as-needed stretch. You only want to do this before your hike. You stretch the side of your butt and it relaxes your hip. In my experience, this one doesn't hurt as much as the IT band, but that may be because my IT bands are tight and I have a very small butt. You'll never know because I'm not showing you my butt. Number 3 and the rest of these stretches are all primary demand muscle stretches. That means these are the muscles that we are using during a hike. And the first of these, which is probably the least important of all of these stretches, is your upper back. But if it's important to you, it's really going to be important to you. And this is only a primary muscle stretch if you're using trekking poles. What this stretch does is it helps you breathe more naturally and it releases tension in your upper back. It will make it a lot easier to use trekking poles. And also, if you find yourself being stiff after hikes, you may want to try this one. This stretch is an as-needed stretch. So again, you can do this in the middle of your hike. You can do it before your hike. You can do it after your hike. You can do it whenever you want. It will give you some form of relief pretty much instantly. So number 4 is quads, stretching your quads. Now with the quads, you can stretch before and after a hike, unlike number 5, which you only do before. So you can do it before and after. But your quads are your primary demand muscle on a hike. You use these the most, so you want to maximize your function. This before and after a hike will help you do that. And finally, number 5 is calves. Now, unlike quads, you only want to do this before a hike. You do not want to do it after a hike. Calf stretches can help prevent shin splints, plantar fasciitis, and also Achilles tendonitis. So those things sometimes stop hikers dead in their tracks. This is as serious as getting blisters in terms of immediate stoppage. If you get plantar fasciitis and you're hiking, you're in massive pain until you get home. And one way that you can alleviate that, or at least make it less, is by making sure to stretch your calves before every hike. Now, this is not an on-demand stretch. You cannot stretch your calves out and feel an immediate release of that pressure. You are not going to solve plantar fasciitis by rolling out your calves on a hike. So this is preventative. You need to use it before and after, along with your quads. You really need to stretch these groups out specifically before your hike. So are these 5 stretches going to remove pain from your hike? No, they're not. But are they going to help you feel a little bit better? Yeah, they are. And the as needed stretches are really going to help you alleviate some pain while you're hiking. In particular, the IT band stretch can save a hike from ending prematurely because your knees hurt. So I would try all of these out, see if you like them, see if they help you. Make sure that you follow the rules though, as far as whether you do it before, after, or during, or all 3, or some combination therein, because if you stretch at the wrong time, you can actually do some damage. So make sure you follow those rules, and also make sure that you bring something like a homemade foam roller, or even something as simple as a cork ball to help you stretch things out. And a cork ball is really great for as needed if you've got knots in your neck or somewhere to try to work those things out. I know a lot of people use these on their feet too. I'd love to hear about your experiences. Maybe you have different stretches that you use. Leave them in the comments below, especially if you're experienced. Leave them in the comments below so the viewers who are less experienced can learn from you as well. I know a lot about this subject, but maybe you have an even better hint or tip for someone just getting into it. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one.